So I thought that today, hold on, let me get comfortable. Good morning. Okay, so today I thought it would be a good idea to talk about how you can heal your inner child. I'm gonna flip this. How you can heal your inner child doing shadow work. What is shadow work? Shadow work is basically when you are dealing with yourself and your mind, your spirit, your soul, kind of evaluating how you're feeling, understanding how you're feeling, thinking about how you're feeling, and expressing how you're feeling. There's several ways you can do this. You can do it through talk therapy. You can do it with journaling, which is where I am today. I was actually filming a video a few weeks back, and it was doing shadow work for 2 weeks. I did it for about 3 days until I got into a very depressive episode because I was off of my medicine. This was after day 3. It wasn't getting filled, so I had to stop filming that for the sake of my own mental health, which kind of sucked because I really wanted to do the filming in 2 weeks, and I'll put in some clips of me, like, writing in those 3 days. This is the notebook that I have. I have it, let's see, this is where I stopped. Let's see, I want to do it and not like expose myself. So this is how much I've like written. This is how much I have left. I started this actually on the 28th of, what month is 9? September? Yeah. So I did that, and on the very front page, I wrote this, and it says, Dear self, I'm sorry for not treating my mental and emotional wounds like I have treated my physical ones. Today I choose to, and then there's 3 dots, dive into my trauma, explore my inner darkness, love my demons, and unlearn my coping mechanisms. Today I take the first steps into my new future where I'm conscious of my actions, where I react from a place of love and gratitude, and where I'm free to discover my higher self. So when you start doing shadow work, for me at least, I feel like when I started, it was a good place for me to start because it was the last quarter of 2020, and I've been struggling with my mental health for years. I want to say since I was like 13 or 14. I didn't really start getting help until I was like 17. When I turned 18, I want to say like after a few months after I turned 18, I started getting into like the really spiritual stuff, but I thought that like, because I wasn't really a religious person either. But I feel like when you start getting into your spiritual awakening or whatever, and if you want to see a video on that, let me know. Because, your spiritual journey, I feel like people put this kind of thing on it where it's like you have a spiritual journey and then everything else is fine. But that's not what it is. I feel like for me, my spiritual journey is going to go on until I literally leave this planet. I feel like for me, this has helped me a lot with my healing, a lot with my demons, a lot with my inner thoughts. Because another thing that's really great about shadow work, especially when you're writing it down, is you're kind of getting it out of your system. And you can heal your inner child. And when you start to heal your inner child, you start to feel better in your present. You start to feel more content. You start to feel more attached to, I don't want to say reality, but more attached to what's going on now instead of focusing on the past and being too focused on the future. I can say for myself that I am a really, really good person when it comes down to looking way too far into the future and paying way too much attention to stuff that's already happened. But I feel like when you start shadow work, like I have, and how others have. You can do it. You can do prompts. When I first started, I didn't really know how to do it. I had to look up like different prompts off of Pinterest, and then I found one that was like 30 or 31 days. I wasn't doing it like every single day, but I know that I had finished the list on New Year's of 2020 slash 2021 because I wanted to heal. I also am one of those people that falls for people really, really fast. So when I am able to write down how I'm feeling, I understand that maybe I don't really like people the way I think I do. I'm just lonely. This has helped me a lot with my family trauma, a lot with healing members of my family, healing how I feel about members of my family, healing how I feel about friends, relationships. I would recommend doing shadow work. I would recommend doing it. So I'm going to tell you how to get started. So you want to get yourself a notebook. I have this notebook. This notebook is from Walmart. You can just go to your whatever. You can go to Walgreens. Actually, this might not be from Walmart. This actually might be from Walgreens. Now that I think about it. But you can do that. You can go and get yourself a nice notebook. You don't have to get like you can get like a regular notebook for like that they have in the school section, and you can just decorate it and put stickers on it. But for me, I'm lazy and didn't want to do that, so I just got a little notebook that looked prettier before I bought it. I would recommend putting something like I did on I'm gonna try to do this so you can't see what I wrote. I would recommend putting something like this on the front cover. I got that from Pinterest too, I believe. Just like a letter to yourself, kind of making sure that, you know, you're safe, you're okay, you are going to forgive yourself, you are going to heal yourself, you are going to understand your character flaws, you are going to understand the things that you feel like you've done right and you've done wrong. You are going to apologize to yourself and just write a letter to yourself telling yourself that you love yourself, because I feel like a lot of problems in the world come from lack of self-love, and once you start it, you can't stop. You can charge it if you feel like you should and put some strong energy into it. You can charge your notebook or your journal with crystals. You can cleanse it with incense if you want. You can put it out in the full moon. You can do whatever, honestly. If you do that, it'll just kind of give you some grounding, some kind of like, okay, I'm here. It's also a really good coping mechanism as well. I think that's why a lot of people that work with the mental health people, they kind of suggest journaling, because it gets it out of your system and it gets it on paper, so you're not really cars driving by. You're not thinking about it anymore. You're not focusing on it anymore. You're not, you can do that. Get yourself some nice, lovely pens. You don't have to, but if anything that's gonna encourage you to write in your notebook, do it. I think since it's been, almost a year since I've been doing this, I've learned that it's okay to feel how you feel. Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are okay. Your feelings are normal. I know it's kind of easy to feel very alone in this big world, and I know sometimes I feel like, I can say this for myself, sometimes I sit in bed and I think I'm really just bones and organs and a brain and skin walking around on a floating rock. But you have to think about yourself, your conscience. You have to think about surrendering to the universe, because the universe will help you. The universe isn't here to harm you or anything. The universe is here for you, and you're here for the universe. You're here for a purpose. And I think when you start shadow work and you heal your inner child, then you start to heal like yourself in the present. Something just sparks and you just start to, you know, you just start to be the very best. You start to be okay. So that's all I just wanted to say. Start your shadow work today. You don't even have to get a notebook if you really don't want to. You can start on your phone. They have self-help apps, and I will put some in the description that I've used. I'm not really a big fan of them just because I like the physical of writing things out on paper. You can type it up on your computer if you want. Talk therapy. Honestly, even talking to friends sometimes helps. And I just want to be able to help you as viewers as much as I can and just kind of share my experience with you. So yeah, start your shadow work today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.